Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Secret Base figure preview video. Before we begin, I want to say a massive thank you to Ryan Kirkwood for going out in person and snapping these gorgeous high-res pictures. Show Ryan some love in the comments below, because without him, this series literally would not be possible. Now, if you are looking to grab yourself a Dark Knight Armory 2.0, it is available with Pop Collectibles. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. I have popped a link to their site in the description below, along with the discount code Justin's Collection for 5% off your order if you do decide to buy from them. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new Hot Toys DC figure preview video goes live on the channel. I reckon that Hot Toys might be one of the very few companies out there that has a literal working time machine. Because simply by announcing this when they put the pictures up, they had me checking the year. I was genuinely stumped why I was seeing this Armory again when they have another Armory currently on pre-order. Anyway, I'm being stupid, I know. I'm sure there's someone out there that has been hankering for a new version of this particular Armory, and the acrylic Perspex clear one from Rises just doesn't do it for you. If you are that person, that's fantastic. Go ahead and grab this if you missed out on it the first time round with the 1.0. I did get the 1.0, but I'll be getting this one anyway. Unfortunately, there is not a version that includes Alfred this time round. So those of you out there who have the 1.0, you do have an exclusive Alfred, technically. Which is a nice bonus. It doesn't take all of the value away from the OG. I still would have liked to have seen an upgraded Alfred, because the original is starting to show its age. Now, I've got a question for you. If you have the current Armory, or if you intend to pick up this new one, do you or will you have Batman displayed in the Armory versus as a full figure? I haven't decided yet, because this is an upgraded figure versus the DX19. So if you had the DX19, you could technically pop the boots on, install the clips onto the double ball pegs at the ankles, add on the empty cowl, and use the DX19 in the Armory. And they have supposedly improved the cowl sculpt. We will discuss that when we get to the head sculpt a little bit later. The empty one looks similar enough to all of the previous empty cowls that I'm just not seeing the improvements. Whoops, I got sidetracked. I'm so sorry. Back to my question. Are you going to pop this guy in the Armory, or are you going to display him as a figure and use the DX19 in the Armory instead? Weigh in down in the comments. The Armory itself looks exactly the same as the first version. And that's fine with me. The first one was perfect. This looks like it's painted slightly better for the rails. Everything else is identical. You get the same array of gadgets and weapons, which means there are so many little pieces that you are going to have to install into the Armory. It would be nice this time if they could package everything already inside it, but I doubt it. Hot Toys likes to make things as difficult as possible for collectors sometimes. They're cheeky little devils. So we'll just have to wait and see. The Armory surely has to be the most amount of accessories that Hot Toys have ever given us with any single release. All of this stuff can be used with Batman. You can have him holding it, or you can have it littered around him on the display base or on a table like he's getting ready to go out. So many different options with all of these accessories. The Bat Nunchucks might be my personal favorite. You get a couple of EMP blasters, a couple of grappling guns, some darts, some canisters, and the little drill pieces, plus multiple different sizes of batarangs. Now, instead of going with button cell batteries or single cell batteries like they did with the 1.0, we've got USB-C power. The only danger with that is if you leave it plugged in all the time with the lights on permanently, you are going to burn out the LEDs very quickly. So even though you can do that, please don't. Just turn it on when you walk in the room, and when you leave the room, make sure you turn the darn thing off, because switching out batteries when they die, that's easy. Switching out LEDs inside the top of your armory because they burnt out, not so easy. Use them sparingly and they will last significantly longer. Those are the LEDs, by the way, up on the top, the roof. Those silver bits, they light up. Is it a necessary thing to have turned on? Not really. The armory looks just as good without the LEDs illuminated, as you can see here at Secret Base. As long as you have cabinet lights, you're going to be perfectly fine. Now you can open and close it. They call it 2 modes of display. I see it as just being able to open it or close it. I don't know how many people are going to have it displayed closed, because then you miss out on all of the insane detail on the inside of the armory. Now, we do have to talk about display bases, because you only get one for Bruce Wayne. I get it. Batman is supposed to be displayed inside the armory, but what if you don't want to do that? What if you want to have him displayed as an actual figure? They wouldn't give you a bunch of hands for Batman if he couldn't be displayed as a figure, if he wasn't supposed to be. And they wouldn't give you a cowl with his eyes and his faceplate in it. So, if you are giving us the option to have him as a full figure Hot Toys, you need to give us a display base. Those things for y'all are cheap as chips. You can just shit one out, pop it in the box, and Bob's your uncle. They decided not to do that, so Batman doesn't get a base. That's why at Secret Base, he looks a little bit nude, just standing there without a base. This is an expensive set, so if they want to chuck one in, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think this set is an answer to J&D's Batman and Bruce Wayne. Although J&D's Batman was a statue. So this is, technically speaking, better value, even though Bruce Wayne's head sculpt is not made out of silicon and he doesn't have glass eyes. I couldn't care less about that at this scale. This suit is really well tailored. Significantly better than what we got last time. It hugs the body in the right places, the shoulder pads are nice and padded, he looks quite broad at the shoulders, and he's got the accurate watch on. The detail on this piece alone is insane. Call me crazy, I think the watch might be one of the key selling points for me. That and the upgraded Bruce Wayne sculpt. This is a different sculpt compared to DX19 and the most recent Batman Begins release. It's based off what we just saw them announce for the Rises Armory, but the hairstyle is slightly different. The hair is accurate to the Dark Knight, whereas that one, of course, is accurate to Rises. It's slicked back more for the Dark Knight. You can see his hairline is feathered, so that looks quite realistic. And it's got my favorite feature, moving eyes. This has been long overdue. I don't know why it's taken them so long to finally give us a Bale sculpt with moving eyes, but there it is, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. That angle right there, I think is where the likeness is at its strongest. The only complaint I have is the mouth is open and there are no teeth in there. So he looks like he has no teeth. From certain positions, it's going to be totally fine. From others, maybe not so much. Don't shoot it from below like this because it's very apparent that he has no teeth in his mouth. Everything else, no complaints. Including the skin tone. In the promo pics, they blew the shit out of the highlights, and he looked like a ghost. Christian Pale, someone said, and I quite like that. But here at Secret Base, with proper lighting, warm tones, he looks like an actual real-life person, not a ghost. So don't freak out about the skin tone. It's going to be okay. Now, on to Batman. He's got split-cut boots, and normally I sing split-cut boots praises. Not anymore. Now that I have their MCU Daredevil from She-Hulk, and he's got the seamless boots that are made out of that quite soft material, but it's still sturdy enough to hold its shape, why are they not using that? Are they holding back the seamless boots so that they can make a 3.0 Armory or a 4.0 or a 5.0? Surely not. But I wouldn't put it past them. Time will tell with Hot Toys and Christian Bale's Batman. They just keep frickin' coming back to it. The suit can only be so good. Some people are going to be in the camp that it's just a mesh suit with some armor plating on it. It looks the same as DX19. And then everyone else will be in the camp that, no, 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 it needs to be as accurate as possible. This is the best there is based off its appearance in The Dark Knight. I am not sure which camp I fall in yet. I'll just have to wait until I receive this guy and we'll see if it's a significant upgrade over the DX19. They have modified the shoulders, the chest armor, the back armor, they've thickened up the neck, and for the Rises version of this suit, the gloves do tuck into the gauntlets, whereas with this one, because it's based off the Dark Knight, they don't. The shoulder pads do look like a two-piece design to me, so the bottom part should be separate to the top piece, which is accurate to both iterations of this suit that we saw on screen. The mesh for the undersuit is pure fabric, so that's a win, but they haven't fixed the elbow pad issue. Dean Knight and I agree on this. Surely there is a way that you can fuse the elbow pad to the suit rather than only the gauntlet. Because when you bend his arms at the elbows, the stupid little shoulder pad sticks out and it looks absolutely ridiculous. Maybe once again for a future version they can tout that as something that they have finally fixed. They like to leave a couple of things on the table for the next one. Is it just me, or have they thickened up his forearms as well? He's looking a bit chonkier this time. And I like that. There's a natural curvature to them, so his arms can come round the front, just like the pose the J&D statue is in with that curvature. It's a very small thing, but it's an added change that I do like. Speaking of changes that I like, the neck is much thicker on the cowled head sculpt. In the promo pics, I quite frankly hated this head sculpt. But now at Secret Base, seeing this thing in a real life display case, it actually looks really good in my opinion. I can see Christian Bale, the mouth plate is very well detailed, but we only get one. So if you want more mouth plates, you're gonna have to pick up the other armory. Then you'll have two armories, interchangeable mouth plates, that you'll be able to use on both Batman figures. Somehow, this cowl has won me over in person. The sculpt looks good, the eyes are a bit more squinted so he looks more serious, and when you pair this cowl with an angrier mouth plate, I think it's going to come to life. This mouth plate with his lips slightly parted, even though he does make this expression in the movie, maybe not so much. It does have moving eyes as well, just like the Bruce Wayne sculpt. We can't see it perfectly because the way they posed him, it's obscured, but the cape is what I'm alluding to. What the hell did they make that cape out of? It's shiny. And I'm not sure if they have seen the movie, but they made the cape out of flocked nylon. It was very, very matte. There was a stark contrast between the suit and the cape. It almost made the suit look like a charcoal grey, especially in Batman Begins. But here, the cape is the same colour as the suit. And it's got a hem on the inside edge. If this cape isn't wired, I do not want to see that hem, Hot Toys. Get rid of the bloody thing. It's completely unnecessary if there isn't a wire running through it. If there is, then I take it back. I'm going to accept the hem, but not the material this is made out of. Find yourself some velvet, or something that scales well and drapes well in 1/6 scale, and use that, because you've used everything but for the longest time, and all of your capes have been atrocious. So at the end of this, I have ranted, I have raved. For the most part, I do really like this set. We're getting an upgraded Batman, a new and improved Bruce Wayne sculpt with moving eyes on a better suited body. It's going to be taller, which means it will scale with all of their more modern Nolanverse figures. Then the best part is, if you missed out on this armory the first time round while you're not getting Alfred, you're getting the real meat and potatoes. You're getting Bruce, you're getting Batman, and you're getting the armory itself with a shit ton of accessories. So I am all in. I'm done with Bale, but they've got me just one more time. I can't wait to get this. Now, I'm getting mine from Pop Collectibles. I have popped a link to their site in the description below, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you do decide to buy from them. As always, do your own research, make sure you are comfortable before buying. While you're down in the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.